want to do is give you a small little sampling video of word problems, because everybody seems to freak out the moment they get a bunch of words. Why? Wrong feature. What's N? One, draw a picture at all times. I love it. It's not being happy today. You can't always draw a picture. It'll usually make my life a lot easier. Two, try to reason. Your book. So I do problems. Think about something that we could do. For the very first one where you're splitting up the money between the two students, actually physically think of how would you divide the money if you were giving things to two kids. And would they think it's fair, or did you do something goofy? Chances are, I will actually explain that question next week or in the discussion, because I actually find that problem, I'll forewarn you, most people think too quickly on it, and I get a lot of corrections that I have to make on it, which I just like to see if I tell you that be careful on it and really make sure I draw if I go shopping. I don't really care what I buy. So I'm thinking of what experience do I have that deals with the money I'm spending. I've got price tags and I have these little things. So this is sale price. Okay, have you guys, and most of you probably have, unfortunately, if you're going shopping, it's dollar sign or things like that. And then they have the tax, which can be anything, and in this case I'm going to say 6% because I just don't want to pay Chicago tax. The total. And buy new shoes. Wow, this is not going. And got new shoes for a total after 6%. How much were the shoes? And this board is really starting to be. And I can tell me how much the shoes were, but I know my total. And I know if I have a charge slip, my total goes down at the very bottom. Okay? When I'm thinking percent, the one thing that I like to think about, it really is the same thing of if I want to get rid of this percent sign. Okay? That's a problem. The percent would be a problem. Problems that usable would be that. If I gave you 1.23 and I want it as a percent, I would give the decimal 2 spaces the other thing, so this would be 100 the rest of it. So I want to know how much the shoes are. So I need a placeholder to say that's what I want to find. So I'm just going to pick any letter that I like, and most times I'm boring and I pick an X. Okay, so then I think about how this works. And if I'm buying the shoes and they're going to charge me tax on the price of the shoes, they multiply the percent times the shoes. So this is 0.06. I can add down to get my total. 1x plus 0.06, that's 3.64. And if I really wanted to think about it and didn't want to write that, I could say 1.06 x equals the undo thing. Division, we just do a fraction bar. That means divided by 1.06. Okay, there cancels out, leaving me with a grand total of x on that side equals, that didn't work. I have to do 53 divided by 64 this way, and I get 50 with that 57 change. So that's how I deal with making a picture for a word problem with a sale. And that's actually a very important word problem. You will see similar problems throughout the course, talking about sailing stuff, and there is actually one on the final that you're calculating. I think it's a tip. The other word problem that we have is test scores. And this one I can't really draw a picture for, but I can actually reason out into two things. Earn, not like me. And then it's points, total points, or point, yeah, what's total? Okay, so this is a problem of, say, and he probably wants to target an A, but he could try to keep his B, but I would say have an average of a 91 in the class. Okay, so how many tests will there be in total? So if I'm looking at point first test, times average score 1. Okay, so if I'm thinking of this class, he's going to have 10 tests, okay, and he wants to have a 91 in the class, okay, so to have a 91 in the class. What he's got so far, average earned, awesome. Okay, now for this one, you could also do, if they listed on the test, you could just list the points. So this is your total points earned. If they just give you an average, you're going to take the number of tests times the average score. If they give you the list of them, you'd add them all up and see what you have. So in this problem, they gave us an average of 89 on 9 tests. So this is 8. Number does take it wrong, but it doesn't really matter if it's multiplication. And he's already earned an 89 on them. So his 801 points. All right. Okay, so then you look at how much the difference between what he needs to get the 91 and what he has. You just subtract them. So you go 910 minus 81 is not pretty. It's going to be a pretty tight test score. So not quite possible. Okay, so if I actually subtract it out, there better be extra credit on the test because there's very difficult thing of getting that because 910 minus 801 is 1. Like I said, it's a little easier for me anyway to look at it this way. If you really like formulas, you can use the formulas in the back of the book or in the chapter in the book. So that is all for the word problems, the very important word problems. There is a question like this on your final as well, so you will need to